In today's history, I will tell you about the dancing plague of 1518. In the summer of 1518, in the bustling city of Strasbourg, a bizarre and eerie event unfolded, a spectacle that would baffle historians and haunt imaginations for centuries to come. It began innocuously, with a single woman named Frau Trophäa stepping into the cobblestone streets. She began to dance, though there was no music, no festival, no apparent reason. Her movements were erratic, a strange blend of desperation and rhythm, as though her body were puppeteered by some unseen force. The townsfolk, at first amused, gathered to watch, but their smiles soon faded. Frau Trophäa danced without pause for hours, her face strained with both agony and ecstasy. The sun dipped below the horizon, and yet she danced, her feet bruising against the stone. When morning came, she was still moving, her body trembling from exhaustion, her lips dry and cracked. Within days, others joined her, first a handful, then dozens. Men, women, even children fell into the inexplicable frenzy. Their arms flailed, their feet stomped, their bodies spun in relentless motion. The city square transformed into a chaotic stage, the dancers' faces contorted in grimaces of pain and joy. Some collapsed, their bodies too worn to continue. Others rose again, driven by some invisible compulsion. The city's leaders were at a loss. Physicians of the time, steeped in medieval theories, declared the cause to be hot blood, an imbalance in the body's humors. Their solution? More dancing. Musicians were summoned, and a wooden stage was erected in the square, amplifying the madness. But the music only seemed to feed the frenzy. The dancers whirled faster, their bodies drenched in sweat, their hearts pounding like war drums. Some screamed in anguish, while others laughed hysterically, lost in their torment. Days turned to weeks. The toll grew grimmer. Some dancers succumbed to exhaustion, their hearts giving out mid-step. Others collapsed from dehydration or injury. The once lively city was now cloaked in fear and confusion. Whispers of divine punishment spread through the streets. Was this a curse from God? A hex from witches? Or a mass possession by spirits of the damned? The plague eventually waned as mysteriously as it had begun. By late summer, the dancing slowed, the surviving participants finally collapsing into stillness. No definitive cause was ever identified. Modern theories suggest a form of mass hysteria, possibly fueled by the stress of famine, disease, and social turmoil. Others speculate about ergot poisoning, caused by a toxic mold that grows on damp rye and can induce hallucinations and convulsions. But the dancing plague of 1518 remains an enigma, a haunting reminder of the fragile boundary between the mind and the body, the rational and the inexplicable. Even now, the image lingers, a crowd of people dancing feverishly under the summer sun, their movements a strange, tragic symphony that defied reason and left a city forever changed.